I really just want to take this moment to have just a really open and honest conversation with my audience. I know that I have made mistakes, and I know that I am an imperfect human, and that sometimes I say or I do things that can be confusing. Over the course of the last year, our family has been no stranger to tragedy and how quickly life can change. And that's really all I can say, is that we're no stranger to the worst possible thing happening. And as you guys know, we lost our son Trig a little over a year ago to a preventable drowning. And we will forever and always take accountability for the ways that we went wrong and the things that we didn't do. And we have so much hindsight now of things that we wish we did differently. And in recent events, which I've already talked about, I know that it can be very confusing, frustrating, make people angry that I have talked about water safety over the course of the last year, and then recently we had our son out of a life jacket for moments on a boat. I understand this conversation. I think it is important. It holds people accountable, and I know that I am not perfect. I know that we make mistakes, and all I can say is that I'm sorry, and that I know we made a mistake, and that I will do nothing but my best to be the best parent I can be moving forward. And I know how much I love my children and care about them and their safety, and it is never something that is compromised for me by aesthetics or anything else. It was simply a mistake, and I am so sorry. In the conversation of the life jacket, there has been the point brought up multiple times of why did we even take him out of it at all? I'm adding this context simply because the conversation has been brought up, not because I think it excuses any action or us taking him out of it. And the answer is honestly simple of he was fussy, and we decided to take a few moments to calm him down. And we see now that that was a mistake, and that there is no reason ever why a child should be out of a life jacket. Which is why I understand that this is an important conversation that is happening around water safety with life jackets, because even though in the moment it seemed like the right thing to do for our child, I understand that anything could have happened and something could have gone wrong. On top of that, I understand that that conversation has reopened a lot of discourse on the internet about our son Trig and his preventable drowning and a lot of other conversations. And like I said, I think that the conversations about awareness and water safety and advocacy are so important. They are important conversations to have, and they're hard conversations to have. But I know that by me putting my life on the internet and choosing to come back to the internet after my son passed away, that I was going to be open to these conversations, and I will forever be open to these conversations because I am choosing to share my life. And I understand that, and I am honestly okay with that, because I think that our story is powerful, Trig's story is powerful, and I do not want other families to have to go through the tragic loss that we have had to go through. Like I said, I am always going to continue to be better, do better, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I know that there are always going to be people who are going to take everything I say and twist it, and that has scared me for a long time, especially the last year of I feel like I can't say anything right, I can't do anything right, I can't talk about my grief, because if I talk about my grief, then people think I'm doing it with the wrong intentions or I'm trying to monetize off of it. I also feel like I came back with the intention, and I said this, of I will talk about things when I'm ready. And I tried to set a boundary because it is extremely hard, and any family who has gone through a tragic and sudden loss understands that it is hard to immediately want to come on and advocate for something that took your child's life. We know it is our fault. We know that we could have done things differently. We have so much hindsight now. I know how many families we can help, but it is hard. It is hard to talk about. It's not because I don't want to talk about it. It's because it's hard. And I also do feel like whenever I talk about water safety or advocacy, it's once again usually taken the wrong way. I'm told that I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. But I also know that to the people who have stuck by our family and my audience who has been here for 5 years now, maybe less, or maybe you're new here, I hope that you guys understand that I am never coming from a place of bad intentions. I am always coming from a place of good and just doing my best and trying to navigate what feels impossible. This has been my job for almost 5 years now. I've been on the internet for over 5 years, but it has felt impossible to navigate, like I said, and I don't really even know how to explain it. It's just, it's a very hard world to navigate, but I have chosen to be a part of it, and I understand that, and I understand that with that comes criticism, comes commentary, comes accountability, comes people having opinions, and I really do respect that, but it is hard. One thing I do want to address in this video and be clear about, and a few things that I want to address do have to do with water safety, and I think that they're important for me to address. Something I have seen commentary and speculation about is whether or not our son Teddy is in ISR lessons. I want you guys to just hear it from me, honestly, that he is in ISR lessons, and we have had him signed up for ISR lessons. I've seen clips taken and people saying that I have not been truthful, and I just want you to know that our son Teddy has been in ISR lessons since I said he was signed up for ISR, but he is now on his second round of ISR, and he has been in lessons for months now. He's doing amazing, and I'm so proud of him. On top of that, I have seen some speculation that our family does not have a pool fence, and I also want you guys to hear that from me, that we absolutely have a pool fence. We were not mandated or forced to get a pool fence, but we have had a pool fence for well over a year now. I know to some people that might be too little too late. It doesn't matter anymore. You already lost a child, and I completely understand that argument. But when we moved into our home and bought our home, it did not have any form of pool protection, and we did our best as parents to decide between a net or a fence, and we decided to go with a Catch a Kid, and I was very open about this decision. I posted it on my Instagram stories, and I was proud at the time of that decision. I thought we were making the best decision for our kids, and obviously I have such a different hindsight now and such a different perspective on pool safety and the fact that fences are a non-negotiable. Something I don't even want to address because it is really hard for me to even fathom that people believe this, but I think it is important to hear from me because it also has to do with our pool and water safety and our children, who I am very protective of. Is we have not, we will not, and we do not swim in our swimming pool where our child drowned. I am extremely angry at times, and overall just really sad and hurt that this is even something that has been rumored or speculated, but I just want it to be known that that is not something that happens in our backyard, and we are barely able to step foot in our backyard. So I really hope that that rumor can just end now that I'm addressing it, because especially in the honor of our son and the way that he tragically lost his life, and even having our son in swim lessons is hard. We do not swim in our swimming pool. And the last thing I feel like is really important just for my audience to know is, like I said when I came back to the internet, I will talk about water safety and advocacy when I am ready and when I feel inclined to do so. I am never forced to talk about it. I am never told what I need to say. I talk about things when it is on my heart and I feel ready to talk about it. And I know that some people might not believe that, and that is perfectly okay. But I just want my audience to once again know that when I talk about water safety and I talk about grief and I talk about awareness, it is coming from nothing but a genuine and good place. I also want to be clear that when I'm talking about water safety, it is never coming from a place of me trying to act as if I know better than anyone, or as if I am like the best person to be talking about the subject. I understand that we lost our child to a preventable drowning and we made mistakes. And that is why I share about water safety when I choose to, because I know that it is powerful to hear water safety advice from someone who has faced tragedy head on and seen how quickly life can change and what they should have done differently. And just to end all of those topics and just kind of like addressing those things, I also want to be clear that there are so many rumors and accusations and things that have been talked about having to do with what happened to our son, our family, events after. And I just want to say, as much as I think the old me would have wanted to get on the internet and address these things and comment back to them and fight with people, I am exhausted. And it is impossible to prove to people who want to see nothing but the worst in you that you have good intentions, or that you are telling the truth, or that those things are not true. And there is too long of a list of things for me to even go down it and start addressing those things. So the things I'm sharing in this video are just the ones that I feel like are important and have to do, like I said, with water safety and awareness, and have just really mentally affected our family hearing them, because they are just not true. And I feel like they lean into integrity and morals, something that I have always prided myself in having. And I, once again, just want you guys to know where my intentions lie and where I'm coming from. And yeah, I feel like all I can really say otherwise is that although I have really, really been mentally struggling this past year, just feeling so incredibly overwhelmed, honestly, and pregnant, and just a lot of mental struggles that I have been having up here, I am still blown away always with the empathy and the love and the support and the grace given to me by so many people on the internet, even though I know it is not the full picture and I'm aware of that. And I just want to say thank you. And I just want to say to my audience, thank you. I love you guys. I am always grateful that this is my job. I will never take it for granted. I know how huge of a privilege it is to call this my job, and I am literally grateful for it every day. And even though things might look differently, I might not always share the same things that I used to, or talk like I used to about things, or be as open, I really, once again, am always coming from a place of good intentions and just doing my best. And I hope that slowly but surely I can get to a place of being able to be more open with you guys again, and being able to share more about where I'm coming from, where I'm feeling in my grief journey, and talk about water safety more. I have so many plans for water safety and things that I want to do in that community, and I hope that you guys can just give me the grace and the time to do so when I am ready. And I love you guys.